Waterworld. So the movie starts, and we are shown a ship within the center of the sea, on which there has been a man, and he was residing on this boat for a long time. Not by means of his personal will, but with the aid of compulsion. His call is Mariner. He had made this boat similar to his residence, and he had to stay here because that is the time while all the glaciers have melted. And the water stage has improved a lot, due to which there's no trace of the earth. It is completely over. So now the folks that are alive, they are wandering inside the sea in boats and ships. However, they nevertheless wish that there is a small piece of land inside the closing part of the sector, wherein they can relax and without difficulty spend their lives. After that, the mariner goes on the lookout for meals within the water to trap fish. After searching for a long term, he does now not locate anything, so he returns to his boat. While he sees any other boat, he talks to the proprietor of the boat. He says that the rule of the ocean is that after strangers meet inside the sea, they help every different. They are able to alternate their assets with every different. However, the other guy refuses that. No, I don't need to alternate any of my assets with you. Nor do I need your help. After which he begins leaving from there together with his boat. Truly, the thing is that he had stolen Malta from the mariner's boat. He felt that he was calling me to him with the aid of an excuse. So that the matter does no longer boost, he thinks it smiles necessary to go. At the identical time, some seafarers also come there. Then when the person on the boat goes a bit in addition, he starts stealing Malta from the mariner. Whilst the mariner gets very angry, he starts strolling his boat fast behind him. He attacks the man's boat and destroys it and leaves from here. And then the seafarers additionally came very close to the man. They attack him and kill him. After this, the mariner goes to a tribe in the sea, in which he simply got here to sell his assets to this tribe. However, they refused to buy his assets. Because there was nothing useful in his belongings, the whole thing changed into useless. And then he shows them the mud in a huge bottle. After seeing this, the chief of the tribe asks him to return interior. In reality, because of the water everywhere, the dust can promote at very excessive costs. And the demand for the mud turned into also very high due to the fact grain may be grown in it. The rate of that mud is about in order that they talk to the mariner approximately giving 4 cash and go back. However, due to the fact the mud turned into very precious, the mariner asks for 8 coins for it. On which they're widespread and the cash are given to him. The money he takes to visit a shop there to shop for things. However, we see that the shop become in no way. Due to the fact there was nothing to buy except a few matters. The mariner buys some water and tomato plant life from there because there was a scarcity of water and the ocean water could not be inebriated. In return, he gives half of his money to the proprietor of the store. His call became Helen. Now when the mariner become going from there, some human beings of the tribe come to him with a lady. And say that if you marry this lady, you could take something you need from here. Now the human beings of the tribe wanted this due to the fact the mariner turned into very brave and powerful. While the human beings of this tribe had been cowards. It's why they believed that when marriage, the kid of the mariner might additionally be brave like him. However, he simply refused to marry her and began going from there. Which makes the people of the tribe experience that the mariner isn't a human but a water fairy. Because he changed into wandering alone in his boat since so long. And these days if he became getting a risk to marry, he refused. Whereas if he become really a human, he might never refuse. So they did not allow him cross from there and stuck him. Then one and all them sees a mark at the back of the ear of the mariner. That's in the back of the ears of the water fairies. When he sees it, he receives scared and throws it into the water. After which they take it out of the water and lock it in a cage. Now they think about drowning him within the water and killing him. Because they used his body as manure after killing any human. And after killing the mariner, they have been going to do the equal along with his body. However, before they do this, some sea robbers assault their tribe. Then in a hurry, everybody starts jogging here and there. Now he changed into now not an everyday robber, but he was very dangerous and rich. Because he had very huge and high-priced weapons. Aside from this, there have been a few flying ships. Which no person had presently. They continuously hearth bullets at the tribe with their weapons. Due to which the tribe is in a horrific country. There has been smoke, everything became damaged, the whole tribe become absolutely destroyed. Then while the owner of the store sees the mariner drowning, she comes to him. The owner of the store sees them and here she says, I can prevent, but for this you should take me for your boat. For which he consents, then Helen at once breaks the lock of the cage and takes him out. After which he's taking Helen and her daughter on his boat. Now right here we discover that Helen's daughter has a tattoo on her waist. That is sincerely a map of an island. And that is the area where there is a lot of land and those human beings can settle there. Right here we discover the name of the game that the mariner is surely a water fairy. It really is why he can breathe within the water. He tells Helen that one among you or your daughter must die. Due to the fact we've got very little water to drink. And if certainly one of you dies, then all three of us will die because of thirst. Listening to this, Helen receives very worried. But she one way or the other convinces the mariner to preserve herself and her daughter alive. I want to live. Then we see the chief of the damaging robbers, who was blind with one eye but very irritated. He tells his humans that by some means I need that baby, who has a map on his belly, after which he offers numerous cigarettes to all his pals and tells them to have a laugh. In conjunction with them, he turned into taking part in himself. But then an old man comes and tells him, the oil of the deliver can be finished in some days. Hearing this, the chief receives indignant. Now right here we find out that he's a touch loopy in addition to being blind. Because he did what his coronary heart wanted. Then no matter what the result is, here too he begins doing something like this. He become going to mild his cigarette with the matchstick and throw it in the oil tanker. But before the tanker caught fire, his deliver could were destroyed. A man grabs the matchstick and extinguishes it to stop the deliver from being destroyed. After that, the chief sends his navy to catch the tattooed lady. There the mariner turned into taking Helen and her daughter in his boat. But then the leader's military comes and assaults them with an airplane. Then to combat them, to deliver guns, the mariner goes to the lower part of the deliver. Helen sees this and thinks that perhaps the mariner has left us and run away. It's why she herself attacks different human beings as ships with a weapon. Then as quickly because the arrow hits her ship, it does not get destroyed, but the rope receives caught at the deliver. Now the robber's ship begins shifting around their boat. But then some way the mariner comes and cuts the rope, so that the robber's ship is free and is going from there. Now Helen had misplaced an arrow of that weapon. That is why the mariner is very irritated with her and her daughter. To punish them, he cuts their hair, after which they begin their adventure once more. They have been moving ahead, but then they see a ship in the water. Helen says that we have to visit that ship so that we will get something to consume from there. Even though the mariner did not want to go to that deliver, however he listens to Helen and is going to the owner of the ship. He is going there and finds out that he is simply a merchant and he talks approximately buying Helen here. But in return, he had not anything to present to the mariner. But then he indicates a paper to the mariner. Now, due to the fact there has been a scarcity of paper and no one had paper in this period. So the mariner tells Helen to go to the service provider for 1 to an hour and alternate for that paper. And then as soon as Helen goes to him, he takes her to the decrease part of the ship. He had just long gone, then the mariner comes behind him and tells him that its slow is over. But as it hasn't even been 5 minutes yet, the service provider's thoughts goes crazy. He assaults the mariner with a knife. However, due to the fact the mariner became an awful lot more powerful than him, he kills him along with his own knife. Now the mariner knew that Helen and her daughter have been very hungry. So he jumps into the water and catches a completely large fish. And then they eat their fill. Now as time went through, the mariner and Helen's friendship was growing, where they'd become superb pals. This is why he additionally teaches Helen's daughter to swim. Now wherein earlier than he didn't like the two of them, now they were every difference friends. Now, in the future the mariner sees that there may be any other boat behind his boat. Now she doesn't recognize whatever approximately whose boat this is. But whilst Helen sees that boat, she understands that it belongs to the seafarers. She tells the mariner approximately this. And additionally that they've come to take my daughter. Due to the fact there's a map of a massive land on her again, which is an island. When the mariner hears this, he says, I do not agree with it, it is not possible. Because the complete international has been destroyed, how can this land be? Helen says, that is actual, this land is honestly there. Because when I found this lady, she had mud in her hand. So you can wager that the dust can handiest be discovered at the ground. Then the secret's discovered that that girl isn't always Helen's daughter. However, she observed her in the water whilst she was drowning. After which Helen saved her life. Now hearing this, the mariner turned into very angry. That is why he locks Helen in a submarine and takes her into the depths of the water. Submarine is genuinely a small boat that is closed from all facets. And it's far used handiest to enter the depths of the sea. Now Helen comes to the depths of the water and sees that there are incredible buildings below, which have drowned right here because of the destruction of everything. Then whilst they come again up, they see that the seafarers have come very close to them. They arrive to their boat and trap them. The seafarer asks them, where is the woman who become with you? Now, because they honestly failed to recognize something about the woman, they say, we don't know this. Hearing this, the seafarer gets angry. It really is why he orders them to kill them. Now we see the lady who turned into not everywhere else however under the equal boat. She comes up after listening to the killing of the two. Seeing this, The seafarer straight away catches her. Now she had determined the girl, however nonetheless he remains company on his words. He orders the seafarer and Helen to be killed at once. However earlier than that, the seafarer takes Helen into the water. The seafarer's fireplace bullets at Helen, however somehow she escapes. Helen says to the seafarer, "I am a human, I can't breathe within the water." Hearing this, the seafarer offers her his breath. Due to the fact as I advised you, she became a mermaid. Then after some time, while they arrive up, they see that the seafarers have destroyed their boat. However now because they didn't have any deliverer boat, they must come to that destroyed boat. After that, they sit there and begin speaking. Then the seafarer gets a chunk of paper inside the water, which was the same issue that Sudagar had given to her in alternate for Helen. This paper additionally had an image of that land. While he sees it, he knows that during reality, there is nevertheless a part of the land in which there is mud and life is viable there. But the map to visit that place isn't with all people else, but with that woman. That is, the tattoo on her belly. This is why the seafarer comes to a decision that he'll locate that female via doing something. But the condition of their deliver changed into now not such that they might journey on it. After that, a man comes in plane and begins calling Helen. As soon as he sees him, Helen acknowledges him due to the fact he turned into from his tribe smart thinking. So now he places them both in his boat. And then he is going out to find those robbers. After attempting to find a long time, the seafarer reveals the robbers deliver where he secretly gets on that ship. And then he goes in the front of the leader and says that give up that lady to us. But that female actually refuses to offer. Now after listening to those vehicles, the mariner places the bomb he added with him within the oil tanker. Due to which there is a large explosion there and plenty of robbers are killed. After this, the mariner begins seeking out the woman. However the chief takes the lady and sits in an aircraft and starts going from there. But earlier than he may want to take the lady from there, the mariner best attacks together with his very own hand and forestalls the ship. Because of which his ship was additionally destroyed. Then the person sitting inside the oil tanker and Helen come right here. And with the help of this, the mariner and the lady are pulled up. Then they see that there may be a big explosion within the robbers' deliver. Because of which all the last robbers also are killed. Then we see that the chief of the robbers isn't always dead yet, however he's nevertheless alive. Who shoots the mariner? Now that bullet does not hit the mariner. But in a hurry, the female falls from that properly. Now the mariner sends his 3 boats to trap the woman. However earlier than he may want to capture the female. On the proper time, the mariner saves her via placing at the rope. After which the 3 boats collide with each different and are destroyed. And in the end in addition they die. There has been also a main on a deliver, so now his game is over. After this we see that Helen's associate knew a way to see the map. They reach the vicinity in which the land is through the map at the woman's stomach. They are very satisfied to return right here. They also get a hut here. As soon as they cross in, they get banners right here. Which turned into now not someone else's however the dad and mom of the female. Because this hut became his. There was also a tattoo weapon here. With the help of which his dad and mom made a tattoo at the lady's stomach. After this, the mariner leaves these 3 there. Takes his boat and goes into the water. Due to the fact now he favored to live in the water. And then Helen and the girl watch him cross.